how you can be able to leverage stories to sell your digital products. Now, if you've been following me for some time or been seeing my content, you might have understand that I love to share a lot of stories about my experiences, the mistakes I made, and how I was able to overcome them. And what that does for me is actually help me to build and nurture more of my targeted audience within my tribe, so that I do not need to compete with anybody. What I need to do is to attract people who identify with those stories, those experiences, also is that message which I just shared to them to get them to move up to the next step of their journey or to get them to feel motivated to start. And this is something that stories can also do for your business. When it comes to stories, it's no news that stories says and facts just tell. Now, when it comes to Facebook and generating lead, a lot of people think that people are just looking for the next product with the coolest picture to buy. Now, a lot of people are going to buy stuff because of the pictures and benefit and all of that. But in depth, people are buying because they require transformation, and people like to buy, but they need to be sold. Now, you're probably wondering, who do they like to buy from, since people love to buy, but they need to be sold. That's the case, becomes the brand that they can be able to feel more connected with the best rather than what someone else are for them. And to do that, you have to be clear on who you're trying to serve. And that was some of the things we went through in the previous live training when we talk about how you can be able to never run out of content ideas. So when it comes to storytelling, story is going to shift the belief of a targeted prospect. It's going to encourage them. It's going to get them to take the next step. And it's also going to get them to see themselves being able to achieve the results that your product or services is promising them. And if you can be able to create content that does this, it's going to remove the effort of you and your client, and it makes it become very easy. So in today's training, we're going to dive into storytelling and how you can be able to leverage your unique stories, your experiences into a 247 lead generation machine for your business. Now, on Facebook, as I was saying, a lot of marketers make the mistake of just promoting the offers, from the offers to the next offer, to the next offer, to the next offer, or just posting the value posts and how to post. They keep posting how to do this, how to do that, how to do this. The thing is that with the advancement of technology, with the introduction of ChatGPT and various AI softwares, a lot of people do not have an information problem, which means whatever information you can think about, you can go to any AI platform, you can type it in, and you're going to get a lot of answers to those questions. Or you can go to YouTube, or you can go to Google and search for those things. You're going to get access to a lot of information, which means if information is not the problem for people to buy stuff now, what actually influences people to take action and actually get stuff? And this is why the age of influential marketing is at the highest it has ever been in the history of man. Because right now, people buy from people they know, like, and trust. And this is why platforms and companies are actually advertising with other influencers, because they are looking for more organic reach to be able to reach out to their targeted audience. In this age of technology and advancement in information, people do not have a lack of information. People want to be associated with a brand. People want to feel a certain way. And when they see someone that can actually help them feel that way, they're going to glue to that brand. They're going to buy stuff from that brand, and they're going to become a raving fan. Just like a favorite movie you can never take. Before the movie becomes a favorite movie, it was just a show you didn't know anything about or you weren't interested in. But after you watched the trailer, after you saw your favorite cast in this movie, after you started watching it, they'll start to get the story behind the movie. Then you enjoying the story, the plot twist and everything, you become hooked and become a raving fan for that product. And you might even end up buying all of the mesh associated with that show or movie. The same thing is what your content does for you. And if you can be able to weave storytelling into it effortlessly, you're going to change the game. You're going to attract more leads. You're going to get not just attract more leads, you're going to get more warm and targeted audience. Story says where what tells. And you currently have various experiences and various things that have actually got you to the point where you currently are that made you the decision that you wanted to start here. Whatever situation actually got you into business in the first place, that is something that is worth sharing and something that can actually help your audience be more empathic to you and your journey, which is going to get them not to see you just like another guru in the industry trying to capture them of their cash values and your belief, understanding what makes you tick and what you going to get to, what can you actually help them with, and if they should even trust you or not. And the best way to do this is by actually showing them a little bit about you and becoming vulnerable. And when you're sharing stories, it makes you become like an underdog. and it's going to get them to feel more related to you instead of the next guru screaming and shouting that they can change their life in the next couple of years, or just spamming their inbox and just trying to make them become the next CEO in their dashboard. People are going to start seeing you as an authority. That's the storytelling post structure. So every post has a headline, which we can all agree about. So I didn't go in depth into this because I want to explain it manually, and this was actually bare minimum preparation because this week I've been pretty busy with work things. And this exercise, I didn't put it in here, but when you go through this exercise, think about, have a list and write out every moment you can be able to remember that actually got you into the business. Like, what was the situation? What was the stuff that actually happened that got you to the point of starting your online business? And then write another note on things you face so far in the journey. Now, then also write another note on what are the results you've been able to generate. Have you made your first seed? Have you made your first $100? Have you made your first $1,000 or your first 10 grand on the internet? Wherever any results you've been able to make, no matter how small or how little it is, find a way to actually create, write them out. Just list all of your achievements, all of your experiences. People want unique experiences. They want to see your perception and your unique points of view when it comes to the industry, when it comes to success, results, and your beliefs and values, which is going to attract them to you and want to do it. So this is why there are thousands and millions of programs out there, and there are still people crushing it, where people are still where they are still struggling. The reason is because people are going to identify with their person, the experiences you've done in the past, the pitfalls, the roadblocks. As much as you can think about, you can never go wrong with this, or they are not. There's not like too much information when it comes to doing this exercise. How you can never run out of content ideas, and how you can create my content that converts. So in this diagram, what the exercise went through is that it's going to help you to figure out who you are, the business you want to build. Then once you answer as many questions in here, and also get to understand what are the stories and what are the peaks, moments, and the steps that have actually got you to be where you are right now. If you're not here where you want to be, you can also use the strategy, because once you identify what are the things you have right now and where you want to be, you can then identify the gap from where you are and where you want to be, and can also share content and stories in a way that can also get people to see that you're one step ahead of them and get them to move along with you in your journey while you keep going through those processes. So you can see this storytelling. So you want to think about, you want to go wide and stretch into the imagination muscle to the maximum and write down the stories that come to your mind, no matter how ridiculous it may seem at first. Now, you're going to build this content into stories which you can use in your business. Before we dive into the framework, these are some of the exercises I want you to do. So you want to figure out, what does posting a first post online look like? Now, even if it was years ago, you want to answer this question. So these are all stories, and there are people currently in your audience currently struggling to put themselves out there or create their first post. And this is something you can also share your experience of how you were able to overcome that, which is a win for you. And it's going to be a win for that person to be able to take that step towards their business or the progress they want. Now, you also want to write out how you feel, how was it going, and what was the first step. So writing all of these stories out and figuring out the steps, the points you've gone through that have actually got to those points, is going to be a library of content which you can also use to nurture your audience and also get them to want to up on the train with you. So that being out of the way, let's dive into the framework and the structure on how you can actually write storytelling posts. So like every post on the internet, the first thing you're going to need is an headline. So what is the headline? An headline is the summary of what people are to expect when it comes to that content. Because if there is no headline in it, people are just going to scroll through and read the next post, because we are in a age where attention span is very low. It's less than 10 seconds, less than that of a good fish. People have so many things going on in their life with so many reels, short form content, and everything out there trying to get your attention. People do not have time to waste. This is why we want to make it clear about the story of what they're going to get in the headline. Just like going to the mall or going to Netflix to watch a movie, the first thing you're going to look before you click on any movie is the headline, which is the title of that movie. You want to understand, what is this movie all about? Is this going to be interesting? Is this something what means spending my time to stream and go through before you even start watching the movie? Am I right? So this is also something your targeted audience and market are going to be looking through when they see your post, either on Facebook, even on YouTube, or work at you. And this is why I want to make the headline to become a comparison of what is like a teaser or a trailer to what you're going to get. in the content if they decide to stick around. Now, after the headline, the next thing about every story, if you've watched any movie or you've seen any TV show, if the TV show starts with the author or the main cast having everything is always wanted without no pain, no challenges or anything, it's not going to be interesting. You won't want to see the movie. You're not going to give a crap about it because nobody loves the person winning. We always want to see the person at the stage of struggle, see the process of him developing those characters and becoming the hero we now love and admire. And that's the process it takes through. And even in our real life situation, we all go through this process. It's just that we cannot be able to connect the dots at the beginning of the journey, only when we are at the end, when we've gotten this transformation or desired outcome of the result that we want. That's when we can be able to piece through the process and see that, oh, I remember when I was at this point when everywhere was so bad, but right now everything is so good. And the thing about humans is that we easily turn those experiences into background noise because we're not going through those struggles anymore. It becomes irrelevant. Now, just like most successful affiliate marketers you might have seen today, if they should go back to when they were struggling, it was a lot, they could feel the pain a lot much worse than if they're selling the story right now because we most times forget about the things that have happened to us and they become background noise. Whatever moment, whatever thing is going through your business, try to write them out because these stories can be your superpower to attract more people like you. So the framework is the first, the headline, which is a summary of everything they're going to get from the content. The second is the situation. Then the third is the plan which you need to be able to tackle that situation. For example, let's say you're in a 9-to-5 job you eat, your boss is bullying you every day, your co-workers are being abusive, then you're spending a ton of hours on traffic, and when you get home, your kids don't even get to see you because they're already asleep when you get home. These are a situation you might be experiencing and it sucks and you want a way out of it. And this might have been the way you actually think of, okay, what can I do to be able to spend more time with my family, to be able to not be on the job 24/7 and be able to enjoy the things I'm passionate about. This becomes a solution, a situation that you want to plan to get out of. Now, in the case of plan, you might go into the internet and be like, so how can I be able to get rid of this? What are possible side hustles can I be able to get started with so I don't have to feed this problem anymore? I can be at home more of the time. I don't have to spend half of my life on traffic and all of those stuff. So when you go to social media platform and get that plan, that becomes the plan step of it. Now, in that plan, you get to eat other problems and roadblock. For example, you decide to do it with starting an online business and doing that affiliate marketing. It leads to my online business. How can I be able to close more sales? How can I avoid criticism? How can I put myself out there? This becomes a roadblock and challenges that you might have. Now, in this case, maybe you are along the way of discovering and going through this process, you got to discover someone who already has the solution. Now, maybe you talk to that person also introduces you to the solution, and you try the solution for yourself. And after doing that, you're able to get clarity on how everything works. You're able to generate your first lead and you're able to generate your first seed. This becomes the result. Now, whatever thing you actually did that got you that result and that solution might be something that can also help your next person that's step behind you or your audience to also get the result of transformation you want. Tell them the story of how you were just like them and how you went through the process they're currently are right now and what actually helped you to get out that route and become successful or to have the results you currently have right now. And the call to action is the CTA to get them to also try that stuff so they can get that result in their life. Now, can you see how storytelling works? Because in this case, in the headline, it was rosy. It didn't. It was terrible. Everything sucked. You wanted to get out of that situation so bad that you had to try something you've never done before, which got into the internet and trying to look for alternative. Then after that, you got into other problems. Now, when someone is reading this, it's emotional coming to the space and all of the pitfalls and all of the challenges you have to go through to become where you are right now. So let me show you an example of this and how I actually use this strategy I just walked you through to create one of my most lead generational content in a Facebook group. Right. So this is actually my pinned post. So the first thing I talked about was the headline. So in this example, what we can see in here is the first example. So this is a summary of what to expect in this content. So what you can see in here is my journey from a good college student making my first 5,000 USD a month online. Now, once you scroll through Facebook, you saw that headline, you'll be interested to understand how I was able to do that so you can also do it for yourself, if that makes sense. So the first thing is going to be the situation. So as you can see in this framework, the first step is the headline, which is a summary of everything they're going to get. when they decide to stick around to read that content. Because I said earlier, attention span is very short in today's age, so you want people to see a reason to want to hang with you. So after that, the situation. So what was the situation that I was used to seeing everyone in my community always complaining and having money issues, even when they were working a job that paid them, but still they never had enough money. As a kid, the only time I got nice things was during the Christmas and the New Year festive holidays. So I grew up with this born desire of achieving financial freedom and not repeating the cycle with my own kids. So you can see this becomes the situation of it. So this was the situation. The situation was I didn't like the way things were. I wanted things to change for the better. To get a solution, you have to identify that there is a problem. So at that point, this is me identifying the situation and the problem that I need a change for this. Just like how you might have feel when you actually decided to start your online business, the same thing. So you want to get the audience to get to see this, because once you're reading this right part, a little piece, understand a little piece of your life and why you did make the decision you made right now. So we can see from there the plan. So after rounding up with high school, my next plan was going to college so I can obtain the degree to secure a good paying job after graduation. So this is the story. This is how I came to the next plan. So in this story, the plan was, what if I should be more attentive on college? What if I pick a good profession? What if I study harder and I actually go to classes and do everything in college, and so I can be able to secure a good paying job after college? So this becomes the plan. The movies you're very glued to is because it doesn't just start from point A and just go to point B. There are a lot of roadblocks, a lot of challenges along the way that stops the makers from getting to the outcome he or she actually wants. At first, they might have planned something, but stuff happens and things change and they got into a new route. And that's what makes the movie a lot interesting, because it's not perfect. Just like life, it's not perfect. We're living through life, we're walking through it as it comes to us. So the same thing you want to do when you're sharing your story, be real, share people where you actually went through the process and what it was like, get them to feel from your point of view. And this is what actually makes it to sell. So when I got admitted into my prepared college, I was quite excited, which is going through the plan. So I already have the plan and now I'm working towards that plan. First year on campus, things becomes hard. Then you got to see that even on campus, you need money to be able to get through college and be able to get everything you always wanted, which was a roadblock to the plan, which I already had initially. So you can see this becomes the roadblock. I need to get material, I need to register for course, I need to get my feeding and expenses, roadblock to that story. So you can see how it's following the script, and also something you can also do to share your own stories to attract more leads and generate more sales to your digital product. Now, the stories have to be relevant to the product you're selling. You can see this becomes the roadblock and the pain. I couldn't be able to take care of things. I needed the money to go through the college, and I needed the money to become financially free. So it was crazy. It was a huge roadblock, and that roadblock got me back into looking for a possible solution. You can see I was on the search. So I started brainstorming online, attending every business opportunity seminar I can find. I was in search and I discovered a business opportunity in one of the biggest e-commerce stores in Africa. So this was one of the little steps that I'm working with an e-commerce store in my region and helping them as a sales rep and working with marketing. So that was my first experience with marketing, which was in 2016. So this was which I started with them in 2016 before college anyway, but I wasn't serious. But when I got into college was when I got serious into them. Now, if you go into this story, you get to understand, oh, so Terry has been doing marketing since 2016 and stuff. This is getting more people to understand what I'm all about and how long I've been into this, what are my experiences and the pitfalls I've got to experience. Now, after working with that company for a while, things wasn't still working as much as I thought. So I went back into searching for the information on how can I be able to get more freedom as I was studying on campus. And that what got me into affiliate marketing and the digital marketing space. So getting to the digital marketing space, I also hit other roadblocks. So this is what makes the story interesting, because story is not just from point A to point B. There are different obstructions, there are different stuff that actually got you to be able to go through the points and got you to where you currently are right now. And you want to share all of them as much as you can, because once people are reading this, it's very interesting and it's also something people are going to learn from, because they might be in the point where you were and they are still stuck in that rut you were and they are looking for ways to get out of there. Sharing your stories is going to show them that it's possible for them to get what they want, and this is what they could be able to do to also get that. Now, for my case, it wasn't just straightforward from situation to plan to program and load roadblocks and solution. I went back into when after getting the first solution, which was starting an online business and affiliate marketing, I also got a lot of roadblocks and problems within that point. So when I was facing those roadblocks and challenges on how to get that, I searched a lot of platforms. I worked with a lot of programs, and at that point, I was stuck. This is a long content. I don't want to read everything in here. I'm going to leave the resources in here so you can check it out and work through the frameworks to also see how you can also do the same for your business. So what we can see is, so from one strategy and business model to the next, I was 6 months in. I couldn't see any result nor progress. It was as if I've been playing and looking for more ways to waste my time. So I came to a realization, just like Forrest, I didn't know what I didn't know, and I needed to invest into learning it properly. So I changed. I have a change in mindset and strategy, but at this time I didn't have any money, which was still a problem. So you can see stories get people to get to see you more as a human, become vulnerable, and this is something that actually says when it comes to building an audience and an audience of people in fan, because they can now be able to root for your success and for your progress. They're not seeing you like a guru or a top-notch marketer that just want to get their money and just add them as another number in the dashboard. They see you as a real human with pain, with challenges, with struggles, and we've been able to overcome them. I come to the realization that I needed help right now. So I went and looked for help. And that was when I discovered, it's a long story because I do not want to miss out on any part. So I break them down step by step. So whoever's really need can get a deeper understanding about me, what I've gone through and my process and why I'm doing what I'm doing, because I give a lot of free stuff and I help a lot of people with the content, because I was once in a situation where I didn't have much to offer. It helped my journey so much faster. And that was also something that builds about the kind of business I wanted to build, that builds about the way I market and the way I do sell stuff on the internet, if that makes sense. So in this story, after getting to that point where I wasn't making any C and anything, I decided I needed help. Then I went to look at some of the people that initially introduced me to the old digital marketing space, in which I invested into the program. And I think 3 months from there, I made my first 1,000 USD with the program. And from there, things actually took a turn. Now, which got us into the solution part of it. The solution was me figuring out the mentor and the coach, which showed me exactly what I need to do and where I was making mistakes. And I restructured my business the way it taught me. And from there, I got results. So you can see the result part, the challenges and all of the struggles, and the appointment that challenges and struggle. And now I'm introducing the solution of something that actually helped me and got me from that point where I am to where I want to be. Is going to be very informational and very valuable to them, because now they can see themselves also doing the same thing and taking the same step to get to where they want to be, if that makes sense. Now, after telling all of this story, if you do not give a call to action, you just lose out on the big opportunity, because you started the race so far, you put the attention so far, and right now it's time to cash out on that attention. So you can see, and if you're interested, started on getting on stock with your affiliate coaching business, feel free to reach out and let's have a punch chat on how to get you moving in the right direction. Thanks for reading The Biggest Cheerleader, and we can see how this works. So this is the structure. If you could check out the structure from A to Z and read the post I just walked you through, you're going to see that it's the same framework to walk through. And this type of posts are called the transformational post or the storytelling post. Now, this doesn't have to work alone when it comes to results and making sales on the internet. This can also work in creating your first video. So you can be like, I was an introvert. I uploaded my first YouTube video as a super shy introvert. This might be your headline. So after that being the headline, situation might be, I'm a huge introvert. I don't like talking to people. I'm very shy. I feel intimidated, or I have low self-esteem, and explain the situation you were in. And when you got to discover the business model on how it actually works, you were excited about it, but you were also scared because you know the kind of person you are. So you took a plan to work with a program and a strategy to be able to get the results and the outcomes that you want. Then in going through that program, you were told that you need to put out more content, you need to put videos out here to be able to generate lead and sales. But you're scared and you share and you cannot be able to do that. This becomes a problem and the roadblock you're facing in your business. And you were stuck in that rut for maybe say a month or so, You will see other people posting, creating content and doing it very easy while you were still on the fence just looking at them. This is a problem. Now, you saw a friend which you've been following for a while that was putting a lot of content. You decided to reach out that what can I be able to do to be able to avoid this fear of criticism and be able to put myself out there and create a first video. Then they give you or they introduce you to a program just like you and just as shy as you, but they will put out content out there, overcoming their objective and their beliefs in themselves. And this also gets you to increase your own confidence in yourself that maybe you might be able to do this. So you decide to take the risk that what can happen, what's the worst that can happen, and you decide to record your first video. And to your surprise, the video did well and you were able to generate your first lead and even make a first sale on the internet. And now you can also refer to them that if you're shy and you're an introvert and you do not have any experiences and you want to build an online business, be sure to join this challenge. It's going to also give you the ability to be able to put yourself out there and generate results. Now, imagine this type of story as a post. What do you think the people is going to react to it? Do you think they're going to buy, or do you think they're going to not pay attention to that story? So it doesn't have to be monetary results. It might be posting your first video, it might be even starting your business in the first place, it might be generating your first lead. These are all pivotal moments that your audience are wishing to also experience in that business that they might not have had. So this is something you want to use. This structure is going to literally change the game for you. And in the magnetic content that says Life of Trouble, which is actually a paid event, we dive deep into this process and how you can actually use story to start selling your product and how you can create this type of content easily for your business. And also in my 8 weeks one-on-one coaching program, this is something I also dive in depth for my students so they can get to understand how they can leverage their unique experiences, their stories, to be able to create attention-driven and lead-generating content for their audience by sharing their experiences and stories. If you'd be interested in checking them out, be sure to let me know in the comments. I'm going to reach out to you after the session. That's for the storytelling. And I actually gave out some examples in this document so you can get access to it and see how you can also replicate those processes for your own business. So the second thing is belief shifting posts. Now, just like storytelling, another thing you also want to do is you want to use analogies. You want to share stories to shift the belief or the way your audience used to think about the solution you're currently offering to them. In the case that a lot of people have an idea, because we as humans, we grew up in an environment where we were influenced by the people around us, our family, our society, our religion, and this is what actually helps us to now have a perception of what we think life is all about, or how much we could be able to earn, or what's possible for us to have, or what's not possible. So that is actually something that is riding and working on every human being on earth. We all have an internal programming that is directing us on what to do, or what is possible for us, or what is not possible for us. So to be able to get people to want to see things from your point of view, you have to disrupt that pattern. You have to get them to see things from your own way of view and to stop thinking the way they used to do that have been making them to be where they currently are, struggling and not getting the results or success they want in life. And to do that, we're going to welcome the belief shifting post, because this is what is going to get them to stop on their track and see that, oh, maybe what I'm thinking is not so great. Maybe I've been doing it wrong. Maybe I need to do it this way to get that. Because when you can be able to influence and persuade people to see things from your point of view, you can be able to easily get them to buy things from you, because now they believe that what you're saying is true, and two, they believe that what you're doing can also help them get what they want, which get them to be able to pay you very, very easy without any resistance or objective. So the type of post to do this is the belief shifting post, and this is a structure on how to do that. So the first thing you're going to need is the problem, the symptom, and the scenarios, because those people have a problem right now they might be facing. And within those problems, there are symptoms of those problems. And within those symptoms, there are scenarios that specifically outline what they might be going through. Because to stop people their attention span is very, very low in this generation, which means you have to say stuff that people identify to and where they see themselves in when it comes to stopping them on the track. Now, when it comes to problem means your overall problem that your offer solve. Symptoms are micro problems that make up the big problem you solve, while scenarios are upper specific examples of the symptoms. Now, for example, if someone can be able to make 100 grand per year in their business, and the symptom might be they get price objective, like people are telling them that their prices are too expensive, and the scenario is that they get to the end of a sales call that booked from their webinar or from wherever where they generate the lead, and at the end they present their high ticket offer, and people say they can't afford it because it's expensive. This becomes a specific scenario. Now, when you write your headline, you can give that specific scenario to get those people to stop on their track, while you further explain to them why that is the problem. Now, in the marketing content that says like we should be diving depth into this because time is already running out. I didn't expect to stay this long on this session because of the network issue and all of that. I cannot be able to dive in depth into the belief shifting post, but I'm going to leave those documents in here so you can get access to it. You can go through it and you can see other examples that better want to explain how this stuff works. And if you did want access to the magnetic content that convert live workshop, which is actually a paid event and costs just $49, and explains how you can never run out of content ideas, how you can create storytelling content, how you can be able to shift the belief of your targeted prospects, and how you can never ever run out of lead and seize leveraging organic lead generation and social media marketing. Be sure to let me know in the comments by dropping marketing content. I'm going to send you more details about that. It's actually not expensive, just for $9. Give you access to all of the problem when it comes to content creation and organic lead generation. So when it comes to belief shifting, you want to shift the belief. This is something some of the best and top marketers in the industry are doing. People like Chris Brossi, even people like Jonathan Mosoya, people like even Tony Robbins. They shift your belief first from what you used to think before even pitching or presenting anything to you, even when on their webinars and stuff. Because if you're not in the right frame of mind, whatever thing, no matter how magical the product is, if you do not believe this product is going to work for you, you're not going to take action on it and you will never buy. And when it comes to content is how you communicate to your audience because people cannot be able to read mind. And if you do not tell them a reason why they have to shift from what they used to think to what you want them to think about, you can never be able to get them to commit to buy that stuff and commit to your program or services. And this is the key factor to generating more leads. So guys, this was the storytelling formula. The belief shifting is just an extra bonus to it all. So if you want access to this document, be sure to drop #doc below. I'm going to send it to you so you can get an insight on how you can also leverage this for your business.